Hello and welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to set up my hybrid drum set and kind of show you all the pieces of what puts it together. I set it up kind of weird and backwards because my left hand is my floor tom instead of my right hand. So I set myself up to be nice and tucked into whatever corner I got going on. Then I start to judge my throw placement off of that so I know where I'm going as far as bringing that left hand down. Then from there, I start working on my placement for my pedal and my kick pedal, my kick drum. I have a pillow in here and I like to put it up against my resonant head. Get my stuff locked in. This is my Mapex kit that I got when I first bought the drum set from Explorers here in Kansas City, store that shut down last year, maybe a year and a half ago now. So it's a 5-piece, got a 22-inch bass, then 10, 12, 14 on my toms. Go ahead and get some of my stands set in the general area they will be, including one unusual stand that kind of makes this my hybrid set. That is this here steel pan stand. Now there's an H stand instead of the traditional tripod like you see on most cymbal stands. And I've got these wing nuts on one side so I make sure that they're not facing my drum so I can get it tucked in as far as possible. And I do a little bit of a tilt to face towards me. You can't maybe see them on the camera, but I have a black mark where I normally put them for where I stand. Now that I've been sitting, I just know to drop it a little bit below that. One day when I'm cool enough, I'll make another mark because maybe someone else will be setting this up for me. Then I get my snare stand set up with one of the legs straddling the steel pan stand, my hi-hat, which goes right in between as close as I can get it, and I make sure it overlaps on top of my snare drum. I take advantage of as much instrumental use I can get in a small amount of space as possible. Then on that snare stand goes this beautiful golden snare. If you haven't seen that video, go check that out. I break down the build of this thing. And on that steel pan stand goes this beautiful low C lead tenor pan. And since I cannot use the tom mount due to my steel pan being right here, obviously I can't place my tom mount in there, I use a snare carrier, and I just angle it and put it up real small and take my smallest of this kit, which is the 10-inch, and put that right here on this claw, angle it in towards myself and tuck it in right into that rim. And then of course we need our cymbal stands. I generally place a regular stand, no boom arm on this side, and then take advantage of putting the boom arm right here so that I may put this cymbal wherever it best fits, depending on sometimes the stage is a little bit different and I need to have the arm a little further over. Sometimes just right here is fine, but generally right about there is where it goes. For my hi-hats, these are mystery hats from the side of a booth in PASIC. No name on them. I just love the way they sound. I believe they're 75 bucks. I've been using them for a decade now. People compliment them all the time, and I can't tell them what they are, other than beautiful sounding. Then we have my crash cymbal I like to use most generally over here is a 22-inch dark from Istanbul. Get myself scooted over. It can drop down a bit. And I'm going to pause this and go grab my rod for my hi-hat. And we're back with the rod, which is a great time to tell you I keep it in my stick bag so I never forget it. The only place it'll ever be is in my car. Wherever my car is with me, so I don't forget it, which is why I have it with me now. So we get our hi-hat in here. Then I always have to do a little bit of small adjustments. Once I get myself seated, I gotta make sure when I do a cross stick that my stick isn't going to hit my steel pan. Gotta make sure my cymbals aren't touching in ways that I wouldn't appreciate. So we'll get this 22 up just a bit. And then up here, we have another big, beautiful 22. And it is an Istanbul El Negro Horacio Hernandez Signature Series. That took me 72 hours to pick out at a PASIC. I went back to the Istanbul tent every day, multiple times a day, and I selected this one. And the man working there just so happened to tell me that he made 5 cymbals out of the 200 some odd that were there by his own hand. And this was one of them. So he appreciated the care that I took while I selected this particular cymbal to be a part of my arsenal so long ago, and it still is because I love the sound. The cymbal is somewhere in the $700 range. And because of the care that I took and his appreciation of that, he sold it to me for, I believe, $325. And it has been my favorite edition of a cymbal I've ever had. After this video sometime, I will do a playing demonstration of this entire kit. And I'll show you a little bit about that. But for now, the next step is getting my electronics set up, which not a lot of drummers say that type of phrase. But we're in the future now. So I have down here a Zoom G2X4 multi-effect pedal. So I run power underneath my pan stand and in here. And then I run my sound cable, 1/4 inches, into back here. One of them hangs to attach to the contact pickup I will show you in a moment. Goes right in. The other one goes back to this PV 12-inch tube amp, or whatever house system or whatever the situation is going on. This is just the one I use most generally with my group. So I get that plugged in, turn on my standby. All that's plugged in, good to go. And Ensoul Pickup, E-N-S-O-U-L, makes these incredible contact pickups for steel pan. This is magnetic and it'll stick to the other side of this pan here, and then this is a 1/4 inch female. So you just plug in just like it's a jack on your guitar. And then I'll show you here, it's convex on that side of it. So at the most convex part, that is not a note. Let's see, I'll put this here. And now you can see there, it is a stacked, and that sends the signal through into the pedal board, into the speaker. So, sometimes I'll have more instruments, sometimes I'll put a trap table here with a few more things on it, but this is my pretty general, ready to go. I got some toms to work with some melodies with, 2 different cymbals. I'll generally have a fast crash as well, some type of stack that I've built. But this is kind of my go-to general hybrid kit, so thank you for watching. Please stay tuned. I'll add some videos of me playing and maybe some extended versions of the kit where I add on, like I said, my trap table where I got spoons and shakers and goat hooves and all kinds of extra things, triangles. Thank you. Tell a friend, subscribe, like the stuff. Dropping some videos, a lot of cool stuff coming this year. Lejerta Maine, my main band, is really working hard. These guys are awesome, and I'm excited to show you what's about to come out of here. So, thank you again.